This assignment is a ghost writing response. You, after reading the excerpt from chapter 1 of Ghost and marking it up and looking at the different type of writing style of Jason Reynolds, you will then go to the slide where it says, what is symbolism? We've talked about this week along with figurative language. It's going to say symbolism is where one thing is meant to represent something else, like the color red symbolizes love, the color black symbolizes death. Why create symbols? Why don't writers just say what they mean? Symbols allow writers to suggest layers and layers of meaning, possibilities like a simple literal statement could never convey. And it can be words, objects, actions, characters, or abstracts. They can all be symbolic as they embody a range of ideas that extend beyond the surface of the level understanding. And as we read the story, we realize that the sunflower seeds end up being very symbolic for our main character, Castle. We know that his nickname is Ghost, and the sunflower seeds become almost like his way of coping with the tragedy that happened in his life, and he buys them from Mr. Brown. Mr. Charles, who looks like James Brown. So what you're going to answer is this question about the sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are said to symbolize loyalty, calmness, and happiness. The sunflower seeds symbolize ghost friendship with, and you're going to answer this as in, could it be who and how does it symbolize? So who and how with blank, and then explain how. And then next, we're going to write a written response over it's sort of like in the way that Jason Reynolds wrote Ghost Chapter 1. It's a narrative, it's a flashback, it's a memory. So you're going to write about a food, smell, or song, or you could say, it could be our song, or I'm going to change this, mood, cell, a food, smell, song, etc. It doesn't have to be one of those, but something that brings back a strong memory, like the sunflower seeds did for the character Ghost. By eating the sunflower seeds, the character recalled a detailed story about his father and the kind of man he was in his life. And this narrative is going to be first person, using I, me, we, that style of writing. So be descriptive, give details of who, what, when, where, why, create imagery for interest, be creative, answer all questions that the reader may have in your writing. And you're going to write at least 10 sentences is your goal. An example to start off, you could just get us into the who, what, when, where, why idea. The leaves were blowing in circles as the cool, crisp air blew in to replace, and I'm going to edit this with a comma, cool, crisp air blew in to replace the stifling Texas heat. I turned around to get my favorite blue hoodie as I ran out the door. Just as I pulled my hoodie over my face, I caught the whiff of a campfire. The last time I wore this jacket was at a family gathering at the lake. The smell of smoky campfire reminded me of one of my favorite times. And this is actually one of my memories. And so this is what, every time I smell that campfire smell, it takes me back to when we were camping with my family. So you're going to think of something that is a memory for you that creates this flashback, the way the sunflower seeds did for Ghosts, the way the campfire smell does for me. Start writing here. Write at least 10 sentences, but write it in that flowy style of writing as I just showed you. Once you write it, I want you just to write it the way that you write. And then I want you to make a duplicate slide of your writing response. And it shows you how you go in to the slide. If I want to duplicate this, and I'm going to say, I'm looking at my instructions. It says goes to slide and duplicate. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to slide, duplicate slide, and it'll make another one. And then I can go in and make edits on this slide. So this is the one that you will edit. So you'll make an edit. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, but that's what I'm wanting you to do is to make a duplicate of your slide, and then just a little bit of a reminder about story summary, especially when you're making your duplicate and you go back and you look over and you edit. Remember, did you say what happened? Did you tell when it happened, where, and who are the characters in there? And don't include too many details. Remember, this is your memory from your point of view, your first person point of view using I and me. You just remember with story details, you have a beginning, you have a middle, and you have an end. And then you will, of course, turn this in when you are finished.